What's up guys, Jab here, back with a brand new video, and today is a special one. Today I'm going to be talking a little bit about one of my favorite handhelds of all time. If you're an OG of the channel, then you've probably heard me mention it before, but the SteamDeck is something that I have mentioned before in my videos as well as in the podcast episodes before. It's basically a really cool handheld PC that was made by Valve, who of course created, games like Left 4 Dead, Half-Life, and they also of course run the Steam store. So I've had one of these things for the last 2 years or so, and I wanted to go ahead and give my thoughts on it and basically let you guys know if it's still worth buying in 2024. Before we get into that though, make sure to leave a like on the video if you do enjoy and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of the future gaming videos that we have in the works right now. But anyway, back to our main topic here. Our first big reason why the Steam Deck is still worth it in 2024 is because of the price. The Steam Deck debuted at about $400 US for the 64GB model, which was a fair price for what you can actually do with one, but it was more expensive than other handheld consoles such as the Nintendo Switch. Fast forward to 2024 though, and things have gotten a lot cheaper with the Steam Deck. The 64GB deck is actually on sale right now from Valve for just $296 brand new. That puts it at the price that is actually cheaper than a Nintendo Switch or even the Switch OLED. Now, that is pretty insane because the Steam Deck has access to a significantly larger library than something like the Nintendo Switch, and it also doubles as basically like a mini computer. You can use it for a lot more things than just playing games. So there's a lot of value there when it comes to, that $300 price tag. If you don't mind used, you can also find 64GB Steam Decks for as low as $265 on GameStop, and in the secondhand used market, they typically go for around $250 or even less. So this basically puts the Steam Deck at the #1 spot for the most affordable handheld PC. So our second major point is performance. The Steam Deck at one time was the most powerful handheld PC, but there's a lot of competition these days, and new handhelds like the ROG Ally or the Lenovo Legion Go, those things exist, and unfortunately the Steam Deck no longer holds that #1 spot. But that does not mean that the Steam Deck is a slouch or anything like that. It still performs very, very well in newer games, and it still has some of the best performance for low watt gaming. AMD and Valve really did work some magic when it came to the Steam Deck's processor. The APU usually beats out even the newest handheld PCs when it comes to single watt performance. In a game like Final Fantasy VII Remake, for example, the Steam Deck can run that game with just 7 watts of power and get a solid 30 FPS. To accomplish the same thing on something like the ROG Ally, you'll have to use closer to 11 to maybe even 12 watts of power just to break even with the Steam Deck's 7 watt performance. Lower watts equals more battery, and obviously that's very important for these handhelds. So in cases like this, it just shows just how good the Steam Deck is when it comes to that low watt performance. Our third reason is community. The deck has the most populated community out of any of the handheld PCs, and because of this, there is a ton of community support for this console. From fixes to customization and new features to guides, even third-party accessories and mods, the community has done a really amazing job at making the Steam Deck stand out amongst other handheld options. If you run into an issue, chances are the community already has a fix. If you need game recommendations or performance guides, there's resources for that too. And if you want to pimp out your deck with custom accessories, skins, mods and stuff like that, those exist too. All of this stuff really does set the deck apart from other handheld PCs. Our next point is repairability. Another really cool thing that Valve did with the deck is the repairability of the console. Opening it and upgrading the SSD or replacing a faulty thumbstick is pretty straightforward. I'm not going to say it's easy, but it's pretty straightforward and it's streamlined. Valve even teamed up with iFixit to provide official Steam Deck replacement parts and guides and stuff like that for anyone who may need them. So if you were to run into a situation where you had to fix your Steam Deck, you could actually do it yourself and get official parts and stuff like that. That's something that you can't really do with any other handheld PC. On top of that too, another cool thing that Valve did is they offer the same 1-year warranty on the used consoles that they sell, just like they offer them on the new consoles that they sell. So if you buy used, doesn't matter, you still get that 1-year warranty. That's obviously really, really cool. Meanwhile, other handheld PC companies like ASUS are actually under fire right now for poor customer service and poor warranty support for their handhelds, additional fees for issues that they caused or, things that they broke and stuff like that. So it's really cool to know that you don't have to worry about these things with the Steam Deck. Our fifth reason is because of the software. The Steam Deck comes with a custom operating system, SteamOS. It's basically Valve's custom version of Linux. It has this nice console-like UI to it and stuff. If you've ever used a console before, PlayStation, Xbox, whatever it is, you'll be able to navigate the SteamOS UI really easily. It's super straightforward and easy to use, and really does set it apart compared to other handhelds that just use Windows. SteamOS has a ton of customizability too, with things like the community-made Decky loader. With this, you can do pretty much anything. You can use unique themes, you can, customize the UI sounds, you can put background music, change fonts, change the thumbnails to your games. You can pretty much do anything that you want, and it feels like a, customizable console-like UI, which is really cool. Some of these other handhelds, they just use Windows, and Windows can kind of be awkward to use on a handheld because it is, a desktop operating system. It isn't really meant for an actual handheld and stuff. So the Steam Deck really sets it apart because it feels like its operating system is designed and optimized specifically for its hardware. So is the Steam Deck worth getting in 2024? I would say absolutely. There's still some of the cheapest handheld PCs that you can get. The community support is really good. The official support is still really good. The performance is still fantastic. Even in 2024, it'll run the latest games just fine and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, I've tried other handhelds like the ROG Ally, for example, but there's just something that the Deck does that, it's different, and it keeps me going back. It just feels more special. It just feels more unique. If you've been thinking about getting one, then trust me, you will not regret it. I've played so many games on my Steam Deck that I probably would not have played on a normal PC, but the fact that it's portable, the fact that it can run it and stuff like that, I actually played these games because they ran on my Steam Deck, and it's just a really awesome handheld. Like I mentioned, it's one of my favorite handhelds of all time, probably top 2, top 3. But yeah, guys, that's my little mini review of if the Steam Deck is worth it in 2024. Highly recommend one if you do not have one yet. If you've been thinking about getting one, definitely think about actually getting that. They're really cheap right now. They're only going to get cheaper too. So definitely leave a like on this video if you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe for more gaming content. And with all that being said, guys, thank you guys for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.